Now this looks like a barber shop. Looks pretty normal. Okay. Look at note. There are signs over each of the buildings informing you of their purpose. Look at the signs. Look at the door. There's a sign on the door of the barber shop informing whoever eats it that the barber is out to lunch. The door is locked. Okay. So now we know that the barber is out to lunch. You can smell apples as you approach this corner. The pretty young centaur looks at you and says, "Good day and welcome to Spielberg. Do you wish to buy some nice fresh fruits or vegetables?" I don't know. I wish to walk first. Let's look at the barrel. It is just as it appears. Look at apples. The selection is meager and the appearance is not of the best, but the aromas are strangely enticing. A barrel contains some small apples and there are several types of vegetables on the counter. Well, let's look at the centaur. The creature in charge of the farmer's mart is a rather lovely and shy-looking young centaur. Ask about apples. There are still some apples left from last season in the barrel. You may buy 10 for a silver since they're so small. You will have fresh cherries in a couple of months. Cherries, huh? Let's ask about the other stuff. We have many kinds of fresh vegetables for sale today. There are lettuce, carrots, potatoes, and turnips right from the ground at 5 for a silver. They are very good for you. Oh, I can imagine. Ask about centaur. My father and I are the only centaurs in this valley. How about your father? My father is Heinrich Ferdeferdern. Ferdeferdern, who works our farm just north of town. Ferdeferdern. I wonder who came up with that name, Ferdeferdern. They must have been laughing their ass off when they thought about that name, Ferdeferdern. I wonder if it means something in German. It could, because most of these names are in German and they have a meaning behind them. You never know. We have some land to the north of town. It isn't very big, but we grow many things. You should be even here during the harvest time. Then you would see many fruits and vegetables. Ask about fruit? The same things about apples. Hey, what else? Spielberg. I'm sorry, I do not get about very much, and I do not really know about many things. Well, do you have any idea about the brigands? Perhaps? They have twice robbed my father of his money, and they have tried to steal our food this winter. That is because we farm outside of town. They would not dare to try that in town. The sheriff would stop them fast. Many robbers have run up to father as they brought it back to town. My father tried to fight, but they hurt him badly. They always ran away to the west. To the west, huh? So that's where the brigands are. To the west. Let's ask about the robbery. Nah, same thing. Fine, nothing. Dry goods. Whoops. Wrong button. I'm using the keyboard to move, which is typical in many Sierra games. Look at man. The shopkeeper is a small, balding man who wears glasses. He looks as if he can barely lift the book he is reading. Judging from his clothes, he is a fairly well-to-do. So he's quite a wealthy man. Or at least he does well. It is just as it appears. Darn it. The proprietor's teapot. Okay. Pickled saurus eggs. Blech. What is it about the Americans and pickled eggs? I never understood that. I mean, pickled eggs. I love eggs, but pickled? Ugh. Just the thought of it. Stove is burning merrily away, making the shop seem almost too warm. An unornamented but exceptionally sturdy shield. If you were the fighter, you should buy that shield. It's much better than what you start with. You see broom and rake handles in this barrel. What about the brush part? Those are just handles. Wild honey from the forest. Tea imported all the way from Shapir. Salt from the desert east of the mountains. Sugar from dried figs. Salted, dried soras. So that's pretty much beef jerky, I guess. Pickled pig's feet. You can tell that this is a German-based town because pickled things. Bags of flour. Linen coarsely woven from the fibers of spore-spitting spirea plants. Say that fast 5 times. Fibers of spore-spitting spirea plants, spore-spitting spirea plants, spore-spitting spirea plants, almost. Jars of beets and sauerkraut. Definitely German. Flasks. Very useful to store liquids. Well, they are. The barrels appear to be filled with something and look rather heavy. I wonder what they have inside. Pickled potatoes? Ask about teapot.
Oh, I'm sorry,
The shopkeeper blurts out.
I didn't notice you coming in. My, you look like an adventure. We don't see too many around here. The brigands tend to get rid of the most adventurers before they make it to town. You may be in luck. I carry a modest amount of adventurous equipment behind the counter. Would you like to make a purchase?
I'm still gonna ask you about the teapot.
Oh, you don't want those. They're for the people who live here in town. Adventurers just need adventurous equipment.
Sure thing. Can I ask about the eggs? Okay. Can I ask about the book?
Oh, this book is about an adventurer who is trying to become a hero. The title is A Hero's Death.
Well, we can pretty much figure out how the book will end. So, I'll ask about supplies.
I'm sorry, I don't have any of those for sale. I carry weapons, armor, daggers, rations, ale flasks, and various foodstuffs.
Well, let's ask about rations.
Adventuring rations are the tastiest food in the world, but they will keep you healthy and alert as you go along. A pack of 5 rations will cost you just 5 silvers.
5 rations for 5 silver. Kind of a high price when you think about it. I still will buy those rations.
Here you are. Thank you for your patronage.
Let's see, what else could I get? I could take some daggers so I can throw them, but I hardly ever use throwing. Ask about flask.
It's a very good idea to carry an empty flask or 2, in case you want to pick up a liquid or something else that needs a container. Our flasks are a great bargain at 2 silvers each.
I'll buy a flask.
Here you are. Thank you for your patronage.
Twice. 2 flasks. Okay. Ready to leave. Yeah, you go back to your book. That's a very big house. This house is the same color as the sheriff's office around the corner. So it's the sheriff's house. He really must love his pink. You are in the northwest corner of town. There are a butcher's shop and a bakery on the north side of the street. Across from them are the backs of buildings on the next street over. The tavern in the corner looks rather run down, and the alley beside it is dark. On the other side of the tavern is a rather practical-looking building, like a workshop.
Look at the door.
There's a sign on the door which says, "Come fishing." Okay. How about this one? There's a sign on the door which says, "Gone fishing." So both baker and butcher are out fishing. Great. What a nice town. Only a few shops open and other stuff. Can I look at this door? Looks like this door has been closed for a long time, so even the workshop is not open. Is anything open here? So I got 4 gold, 1 silver coin. And also, this door is really good for one thing. You go to sneak mode. Then you pick lock. In broad daylight? You gotta be kidding! You'd be arrested for certain. Yeah, that doesn't work on daylight. You have to be here at night time, or in the evening when everybody else has gone to sleep, and you can practice your pick lock on this door. Really great way of getting it up real quickly. But also, let me save the game, because yes, I'm using scum for this. So let me... Silly death. You do this. Pick nose. You delicately insert the lockpick in your left nostril. Yes! The Surgeon General warns, unfortunately you pushed it in too far, causing yourself a cerebral hemorrhage. Guess you should have practiced some more on less difficult locks. Yes. You shove the pick lock up your nose and kill yourself. But... wanna know the funny thing? If you succeed picking your nose with the lockpick, your pick lock skill goes up. You can practice your lock picking with your own nose. That's how silly this game is. That's why I love it. It's so stupid in so many ways. Arms for the poor. A thin man with a very patched clothing holds out an empty bowl. The beggar's bowl looks sadly empty. Ask about Alley. Silver for the poor. Give silver. Thanks. You know, it's really tough trying to make a living back in this town since the brigands started scaring all the trade away. This used to be such a nice place to live. My advice to you is not to take up begging. It just doesn't pay. And don't go out at night. Let's ask about night. I remember when people used to stroll around town at night. Now the only people out late are the thieves. And outside of town, man, you don't dare go out there after dark. The night gaunts will get you for sure. Ask about gaunt. Nobody's ever lived to tell what the night gaunts are. I sure don't want to find out. Well, let's ask about the tavern. I'm afraid I can't tell you much about that. Oh, darn it. Let's ask him about the brigands. No, brigands, not the Bergens. Thieves prowl the street at night. They don't bother me because I have nothing to steal. The brigands are worse. They sure hurt business. No one's getting rich but them. Can I ask about thieves? He just says the same thing. How about Spielberg in general? About time I got back to work. Arms for the poor. Arms. So pretty much he's very good for information, but he will... A word of warning to you. Don't drink the dragon's breath. Yeah, that's a good warning. But he's very good for information, but the thing is, he will give you 4 questions for 1 coin. So if you want to get more information out of him, you gotta pay him again. So he's a bastard in that way, in that sense. But let us go into the tavern. The grimy window lets little light into this tavern. It smells like stale ale and other more unpleasant things. The floor is covered with dirt, and the bar with sticky beer. Smoke appears to be rising from the center cask behind the bar. To your right, 2 gamblers are playing cards. The bartender glares at you as you enter, and so does the ugly goon on the left. You get the impression that you are not welcome. Look at the goon. This goon looks really tough and mean. He's not someone to pick a fight with. Definitely not. The man on the west side of the table is wearing a bloodstained apron, like a butcher. And the man on the east has on a baker's hat. Let me guess. Gone fishing, huh?
Got any 395s?
Go fish. Yep. They're playing Gone Fishing. You know, go fish. Gone fishing. Funny. Oh, see around your humor. So this is where the barber goes to lunch. The guy's had so much liquid diet, he looks embalmed. So he keeps drinking his sorrows away. Not a pleasant sight. Well, it's got some kind of liquid goo on the floor. You know what we do to that? Liquid goo stuff. Of course we're gonna go touch it. I mean, it's an adventure game. You gotta touch it. Touch. Goo. Can I lick the goo? I know you can do that in Space Quest. Darn it. It would be funny if I could do something to it. Sit down.
What do you want?
Dragon's breath? Dragon breath? The bartender is empathic as he tells you,
If you want a mug of dragon's breath, as rules say, it'll have to be cash up front.
you cough up the cash.
Thanks, buddy. Egg Rusher, a friend here wants dragon's breath.
I didn't like that smile on his face.
There you go.
Did anybody see that skull on the smoke? Well, let's drink it up. You've never tasted anything like it before.
Ooh, wow.
Poof. And we're a pile of ash. Talk about a fiery brew. Maybe you really shouldn't have tried the Dragon's Breath. Better luck next time, and we hope you saved your game. Yeah, the first time I played this game, I hadn't saved, so I had to start all over. But, as you know, in every Sierra game, save often. We don't really need anything from the bartender, but I guess I can ask something.
What do you want?
Ask about the goon.
He don't like his personal affairs discussed. My advice is not to do anything that'll get him upset.
Well, let's ask about the drink.
Dragon's Breath is our specialty, and it's Crutcher's personal favorite. It's very hard to come by, so it'll cost you 25 silver cash up front.
What other drinks do you have?
We got some of the finest ale in the valley, only 1 silver. Our world famous straw sweat is always fresh and it's only 5 silvers. Dragon's Breath and blah blah blah, I already said that to you.
Let's ask about the butcher.
This is a bar. I serve drinks. You want a drink? Order one. You want answers to stupid questions? Get out!
Okay. He's not the friendliest guy, so he will not actually give you any answers too much. Now, approaching this goon can be very dangerous to your health, but we need to. Nope, not using DOSBox. I'm using Scum. Scum VM. Much better for this game. And actually, you can use Scum VM for this one, and for Quest for Glory 2 and 3. All the 3 will work on Scum VM.
So, let's ask about the goon. The goon seems to be ignoring you. There appears to be a trapdoor beneath the goon, but he's blocking it very effectively. As you ask him questions, the goon's eyes darken. Okay, better not ask him. Yo, barkeep. What do you want? Ask about trap door. No, not trap door. Okay, I get your point. Hey, yo guys, you know anything about the trap door? They don't seem to be paying any attention to you. Well, ScumVM uses the engine that LucasArts used in their games, but if you go to ScumVM's homepage and their compatibility types, ScumVM can play quite a lot of games. LucasArts games, Sierra Online games, and then there's some independent games from other developers. Like games like Beneath the Steel Sky, although I think that's actually by Sierra or Lucas, not sure. There are a lot of games that ScumVM can actually play. If you just go to their homepage and look, you'll be amazed how much this program can play. How many games it can play. So, how much money do I have? I still have 4 gold. I'll give 1 silver again.
Thanks. You know, it's really tough making a living by begging because I'm so poor moms and stuff.
So let's ask about the goon.
I'm afraid I can tell you anything about that because, I'm just a poor beggar on the street and they won't let me get into the tavern. And, because I don't have any money and they want money and because of that and stuff and you already asked me these questions. Why do you ask me about the same questions all the time? It's really stupid of you. You can get a job cleaning the Baron's table, I understand. It's good work if you want to build up your muscles or have a place to spend the night. You won't get rich. I'd rather bake myself.
Yeah, the stable, taking care of the stables really doesn't pay much, but it's a good income. At least once daily. I think it's 5 silvers that they give you. Let's ask about the forest. How about the healer?
I took your money.
Darn it. I did stupidly there, asking the wrong questions. You had Scum for PS2. I didn't know it was for PS2. And sunset approaches on day 1 because I noticed that the centaur is gone. So everybody's gone inside now. And since it is sunset, I better hurry before he leaves. There is a character in the inn that we haven't seen yet. And this is pretty much the only time you can see him.
Welcome traveler, to the Hero's Tale Inn. I am Shamin at your service. May you find what you seek here.
This is pretty much the only time of the day you can find the dude here. And he's grooming himself. Well, that happens when he's a cat. When you're a cat, you would do that. You can use it on modded PS2. Oh, that explains it. So let's ask about the inn.
I have run this inn for 3 years now with Shema. We had thought to return to Shapir, my homeland, with Abdullah Du, but alas, fate has decreed otherwise.
Let's ask about Abdullah.
Poor Abdullah sits. He tries to forget his loss in food and drink. I think he will not be sorry if you join him at his table.
How about Shema?
Shema is my mate and light of my life. If you sit down, she will be happy to serve you.
Maybe I should have made my voice more gruddy, so I will sound like the Khajiit from the Elder Scrolls. I'm going for the same type of, the type of dialect that they have, because these guys are from a desert, just like the Khajiit. I wonder if they got the idea for the Khajiit from these games. Possibly. These were made before the first Elder Scroll games, I think, just by a few years. Let's brigands.
I know little about them, except that they must be wealthy now.
Ask about the robbery then.
Alas, the brigands stole all of Abdullah's wealth and mine own when they robbed his caravan. Now I am forced to stay in this wet, cold land.
Didn't the sheriff do anything?
Alas, this humble innkeeper is ignorant of that about which you ask.
Can I ask about your homeland?
We live far to the south in the desert lands. Someday we may yet return there.
Yeah, says the same thing. About you?
1,000 pardons. I am a fool. Now I answer to your question.
So your name is Shamin.
I am but a poor unfortunate forced to seek my fortune in this cold land, far from my homeland Shapir and my people.
Ask about people.
We Kata are a race of desert dwellers, wanderers of the endless sands.
So that's your race name, Kata. Shapir. And he says the same thing. Ask about room.
Very nice room. Very soft beds, finest in town. Only 5 silvers a night.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, it is indeed sad and dangerous times we live in when a man who struggles daily to keep from starving should be robbed of all his earthly possessions.
Whatever you say, Abdullah, my man. I got 3 coins, so okay. Gotta keep a close eye on my money. Now here comes Shema, the beautiful cat lady.
I am Shema. Allow me to serve you, wanderer from afar. Do you wish food or drink?
Let's look at her. You see a rather attractive female kata wearing her native costume. Offer meal to Abdullah. Actually, not offer, it's buy meal to Abdullah.
With great pleasure will I serve you a fine meal.
Or maybe I have to buy the meal and then give it to Abdullah. Well, let's ask about the robbery.
2 weeks ago, I was about to become wealthy beyond my dreams. I, Abdullah Du, would be the first merchant in the valley this year. But my life was shattered by those vile brigands. The band of brigands ambushed us just as we crossed the pass into the valley. They first used some magic which blinded us. Then they overwhelmed my 6 guards and my assistants. All of my trade goods were taken from me, right before my very eyes. Why the brigand leader spared my life, I do not know. I am now but a beggar, living off the generosity of my friends.
Aw, poor man. Being robbed and everything.
I bring you that which you ordered. May it please and satisfy you.
You thank Shema and pay her. And now we give food to give meal to Abdullah. The merchant consumes your meal in regular time. He then proceeds to finish your drink in 1 gulp.
Your kindness overwhelms me. I can tell you will someday be a great hero. Now you will have a secret. Among the items they stole from me was a magic rug. I alone know the words to command it. If you help recover my treasure, I will take you, Shamin and Shima, back to our land by way of the flying carpet. Shapir needs powerful heroes too.
So they were really baiting for a sequel right from the start, huh? You practically licked the plate clean. That was delicious.
I didn't even eat it.
It's Abdullah that consumed my meal. Didn't I ask about the brigands already? How about the leader?
There were about 12 brigands, including a minotaur, if you can believe it. Their leader was wearing a hooded cloak. I could not see the face, but he had a high-pitched voice. There was also some sort of warlock who giggled a lot.
What's this about a warlock, you say?
Perhaps it was my eyes that deceived me, but I could swear there was a gnome blood in that odd magician.
What's this about gnome, you say?
I'm sorry, but I'm much too broken to talk about such things right now. I've lost everything.
Everything, huh? How about Spielberg, say? Nothing. How about Shameen, your friend?
My good friends Shima and Shamin, owners of this inn, are the finest of all Kata people that ever graced Shapir. But for their kindness, I would have starved long ago.
Should I ask about treasure? Ask about Shapir, actually.
Ah, Shapir, beautiful land of golden sands and shining sun, the heart of civilization. Alas, she is plagued with fierce Jinni and Efrits, who seek to drive all men and katas from the land. But I speak no more of the homeland I shall never see again. Instead, I will die in this cold, forsaken land, bereft of all I love.
Jeez, talk about a drama queen. Genie. Jin? Nope. Blah, 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 blah. Same thing, same thing. Nothing else to ask him. So let us stand. Look at my pocket. Not much money. And I already used one of my food rations during the day. And what time is it? Sunset. Still sunset. Now it's a good time to go outside. Sneak around. Now, of course, the sneaking is very, very, very slow. But it helps. Because having sneak while you go outside, you might not run so many times into enemies. So the higher their sneak, the better you are about, well, you know, sneaking. But we also need the sneak skill for later on. For now, we shall go to this door as soon as we can get there. As soon as we can get... Seriously? Seriously? Graphically, I am behind the door right now. See? There. Behind the door. In front of the door. Behind the door. In front of the door. They couldn't... They really just separately drew that door on it, huh? Kind of funny. But for now, let's save the game and practice. Yes. So pick lock. What do you mean broad daylight? It's Sunset approaches, come on. Oh, why won't the sun go down on me? I know those are the wrong lyrics. Real lyrics are, I won't let the sun go down on me. But because I'm in this situation, I really want the sun to go down on me. Well, this place is still open. Let's just walk. Gonna walk around until time passes on. Because I really want to practice the lock picking. No, I don't want to cast. My stealth has already gone up to 15, which is nice. Also, my intelligence has gone up somehow. It's because of the conversation with everybody, your intelligence goes up. Just gonna sneak. Oh, come on. Sunset still approaches. I don't want it just to approach. I want it to go by. Please let the sun go down on me. I really want the sun to go down. Usually it just happens. When I play the game, it just happens, and I really don't notice it. But now, when I want it to happen, it won't, of course. Should have realized that it won't happen. Because when you willingly want something to happen, of course it will not happen. What if I go outside? The breeze is cool, but you feel a shiver deeper than just the cold. You are on your own in a very dangerous place. The carved wooden sign reads Spielberg. And this is the main theme of the game. You just heard. If you heard. I didn't even ask. Is the sound too low? I hope not. Nighttime. Yes. Now we can sneak. Just sneaking along. And I got 1 point for going outside. And there's something blinking in the alleyway, apparently. We will go and investigate very soon. For now, we shall practice. So, pick lock. The door is securely barred from the inside, but you do get some practice. And if you look at your character sheet, you will see that the pick lock hasn't gone up yet. Pick lock. And now it's gone up 1 point. And you just do this. Oops. I got caught. That's what happened there. You have to be careful not to do it too many times, of course. Because, well, people are wary, even at night. So, let's do it at least 5 times. Look at the character sheet. It's gone up by 5 points. Let's try it again. And I got caught. Nobody said this job was easy. Uh-oh, you made too much noise. The sheriff and Otto arrive on the scene and arrest you for criminal carelessness. Work a little faster next time. So yeah, that is what happens when you have poor skills. Oh, come on. Come on, game. Don't be such a old coot.